everyone. The topic we cover today is the characteristics of a research. So while coming to these characteristics, before going to the characteristics, we will see what is a research. So if you come to the research, we can say that research, it is a systematic enquiry. Okay, it is a systematic enquiry which is related to certain issues or certain questions or certain problems, we can say. So if you come to the definition in detail, it is a systematic enquiry. That means there we are using certain steps. Wherever that comes systematic, that is a process. It means it includes certain steps. So each step will be flowing or which will followed by another step, and we say it is a process or a systematic. And it is a systematic enquiry of certain certain issues or which answer or which gives the solution to certain question or answer. So that is a research, and we can say it is a scientific also. Why we say it is a scientific? Because here in the research we are using certain scientific methods. And now we will see what is a nursing research. If you come to the nursing research, we can say that the nursing research, it is a systematic inquiry that gives or that is related to the certain issues or certain certain methods or certain issues which is related to the nursing profession. So it may be nursing practice, or it may be nursing education, or it may be nursing administration, or it may be related to the nursing informatics. So related to all these things, if there is any issues or any problem or any questions related to this area, we will go to a systematic inquiry or a systematic methods. Then we will come to a conclusion or a solution of problem. So that is termed as a nursing research. Now we will see what are the various characteristics of a good research. If you come to the research, the first one, already in the definition we have seen that it is systematic and logical. So what do you mean by this systematic and logical? So it is nothing but it includes certain principles and certain rules, or we can say in a simpler way, it includes certain steps. That is the first characteristics of a research. Means it is a scientific one, or it is having certain steps. That is termed as a systematic, and it is a logical. Why we say it is a logical? So there we'll go for a proper reasoning of that particular problem. So before going to the solution, whatever the question or problem we have, that problem has to be properly thinking. We have to go for a flow of ideas or a thinking process, and the reasoning will be there. So that is termed as a logical one. Come to the next characteristics, it is nothing but a scientific one. So here mainly we include, it uses a scientific method and the result, okay, the result of the research or the conclusion what we drawn from the research inquiry. It should be a valid one and it should be a verifiable one. That means any one person, suppose if I did a research, so that research conclusion or result what we call, it can be verified by other person, and I have to use research in any other setup or any other area of the world also. So everywhere we have to use this one. That's why we can say it should be a verifiable one and it should be a valid one. Come to the next characteristics, it is nothing but an empirical one. So why we call empirical one? So empirical is nothing but here the conclusion, it is drawn by the researcher himself. That means it is his practical experience, we can say. So the empirical, by the term empirical we mean that it is the practical experience or practical observation by the researcher. That means the researcher himself, he will go to that sample collection or data collection what we call. So that is why we call it is an empirical one. Come to the next one, it is an analytical one. So why we call it the research is an analytical? Because in the research we use certain proven analytical procedures for any type of research. It may be like historical method, or it may be an experimental study, or it may be a non-experimental study. Any type of research we use, there we will go for a proven analytical procedure. That's why we can say the research should be an analytical one. Come to the next one, next characteristics, the research should be a critical one. So why we say it is a critical one? So here in a research we should use a precise and careful judgment. The result or the conclusion should be a concise or a precise, accurate one, and carefully we have to come to or draw the conclusion. That is why we say the research should be always a critical one. So, moving to the next one, the research which gives answer to the question. That already I explained in the definition itself, the research, the expansion of research or the drawing conclusion. So, that will be developed from a particular question or a problem, and we will come to the conclusion of that one. Moving forward to the next one, we can say the expands body of knowledge. The research which expands the body of knowledge. By this we mean that the existing knowledge we have to expand. Even especially in the nursing setup, you can see we have nowadays we have limited knowledge, but day by day what happens, new techniques are coming, new diseases are coming, new development are going in the field of nursing. The current nursing knowledge will be expanded through this research or nursing research, we can say. That is another characteristics. Moving to the next one, it is the replicability. So, what is the replicability? It is nothing but here it can be repeated, means the research will be repeated so many times, anyone can repeat this one to arrive a valid conclusion. We want to get a proper conclusion, so or a accurate conclusion or result we need. For that we have to repeat several times. That is why we are saying the research should be a replicable one. So, moving to the next one, the generalization. It is very, very important. So, why we call research should be a generalized? Because the research usually we may doing in a small setup or with a small sample, maybe like a 30, 40, 100 or in a small area we will be doing a research. After drawing this conclusion, the result of the research we can generalize, or it compulsorily it should be generalized to the entire population. Suppose in a village you are doing the research, maybe with a small family members, or women you are doing the research related to the family planning methods. So, you may be selecting one village. After doing the research, that result you will be generalized to the entire women of the state or entire women of the country. So, like that it should be generalized. Come to the next one, controlled. So, here the research should be a controlled one, means the researcher will be controlling certain characteristics of the research. That is another characteristics of nursing research or the research, you can say. Come to the last one, an important one, the confidentiality. So, during the research you have to maintain the confidentiality, especially related to the subject or related to the sample. We should not disclose their what we can say their details to any other person. So, that confidentiality we have to maintain, and before that we have to get a informed consent or written consent from the participants also. So, today we have seen what are the various characteristics of a research. These are for today's class. This is Vishant signing off. Till we meet the next class. Thank you.